Well, we're back at it and we are heading down to go fishing again. Around where we live right now, the pinks are just starting to come in, so we are going to head down and try to get our limit for today. We do not plan on eating any of the pinks this year. We have the last couple of years and they really aren't that bad, but we do get plenty of fish dip netting, especially since we caught our limit this year. So our goal for the pinks this time around is to turn them all completely into dog food. You do have to pay attention to where you are and kind of know what the rules and regulations are around on there. In our area, it's completely legal to take the entire fish of a pink and turn it into dog food. So that's our plan for today. We're able to drive almost all the way to our fishing spot, but for the last little bit, we do have to hike out there. That does mean we also have to hike the fish back too, though. There's some water ahead. Definitely fish. Oh, that's awesome. All right, keep going, baby. Awesome. Yeah, nice. I hope you can get one. That's so fun to watch them. There you go. That's a good one. Good job.
I reach to get. Nice looking fish.
Yeah, is that a pink? I don't see spots on the tail.
I don't think so.
Is that a silver?
I don't know. It looks very shiny.
Here. Cody, I think you just caught not a pink. Because pinks have a lot of dots on their tails. That's not a pink. I think that's a silver.
I think so.
Cody, you just caught a silver. What? No way. New species. That would also explain why it had a little bit more fight in it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Look at that. I'm excited for that. We're gonna cook that up when we get
Yeah, we're gonna have to eat that one. There are dots though. I'm gonna look it up a little bit more. Well, we ended up with 6 fish. Cody caught 2 of his first species. He got 1 silver and then 1 little tiny chum. So that was kind of fun. The silver we're going to cut up and fillet for ourselves, but the rest, the other 5, we are going to chuck in the pot and cook it down for some dog food. It's actually impressive how tiny of a chum that is.
That is a very small chum.
Well, we could have gotten 18 and we only got 6. That tells you how well we did today. Yeah. Give them a quick little chop so they fit. I will say we did go fishing at probably the worst time of day possible. We were out there at probably like noon to 2 p.m., just smack dab middle of the day. So there were a lot of fish in the water, but they weren't really wanting to bite. We got pretty much all the fish we got right when we first got there around noon, and then they just kind of stopped. We hung out for a while and tried to keep fishing, but they just weren't interested. We're not really too worried about that though, because this is just for dog food. So whenever we have time, whenever we just feel like fishing.
Yeah, it's not a long trip. Just take a quick ride, fish for a little while. It's kind of nice to hang out on a nice day.
Yeah. What do we got? Probably like another week or so at least that they'll be up and around for sure.
At least, yeah.
If we would have caught much more, they wouldn't all fit in the pot. Because this last one's pretty small, so it should fill that up pretty easy. We're just going to add a little bit of water to this, and then we will get it over top of our teepee above the flames right there.
Watch out.
So there's our pot of 5 fish. I'm just going to cook it down. Woo. All right, we let this fire completely burn down, and we've let it just kind of sit here for a little bit so it's nice and cool. It's not going to burn me when I'm touching it. Almost all of that water has completely evaporated and boiled away. But when I'm poking it with this stick, it is all just completely disintegrated and mixing up into a really nice kind of mash. So that is exactly what we're looking for. Now it's time to start filling them into some jars. So these are kind of the jars that we're going for. They've all been washed and cleaned. They used to be either peanut butter or a mayo or any kind of like condiment thing that kind of comes in these. I like the plastic ones because they're flexible and I don't have to worry about anything cracking and breaking being in the freezer, because sometimes it is a lot more liquidy than it is right now. For dog food especially, I think these are absolutely perfect, and they're a really nice serving size. We can just take one of these small ones out and just give her the whole container. We do have some that are bigger. And this one isn't even like that much bigger. Some of them are a lot taller than this one is. And this one really is kind of like an awkward, like between 1 and 2 servings. So sometimes we have to like open it and try to split it up in half. And I just don't prefer that. I really do like these smaller ones a lot better. So we're gonna start with filling up all of these smaller ones and see how much we have. I am just gonna use like a little shim, because why dirty a spoon for this? A little chunk of wood works just fine. As you can see, everything is pretty well cooked down. Nothing should be an issue whatsoever. It did get a little bit, we probably should have added some more water. It did get a little bit stuck to the bottom. But that's okay. This is one of Irie's favorite things. She absolutely loves when we give her this, and she has not had it for a while, so she's going to be very happy. We're just going to see how well I can do this with a stick. I might have to grab a spoon just for this part. There you go. So this was 5 fish, and definitely pretty small, especially for a salmon. None of them were huge. The biggest one that we caught was that silver, and we ended up keeping it for ourselves to eat. So this was, I think, 4 of them were pinks, and one of them was a little tiny chum, and laughably, the chum was actually the smallest one that we had gotten. But we're going to kind of fill it up about like that. And again, it's plastic. There's barely any water in here, so I don't have to worry about this cracking in the freezer. And 1 jar, good to go. And there's the last one. We got 8 of these containers. This last one is one of the bigger ones. So now these all gonna go off to the freezer, and Irie's gonna get some really good food coming up. So as we kind of touched on earlier, we went at probably the worst time of day. So it was smack dab in the middle of the day. We were only there for maybe an hour or two. The fish weren't really wanting to bite anymore, but we did manage the 5 fish. We got 8 containers. That's about a week worth of food for her. And this is something where it's super close to our place, so we can always zip down there anytime we want. We can get a total of 18 fish a day right now based on the limits. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to get way more to keep putting away food for her in the freezer. This freezer we did get for free shortly after moving here, so it's very much so not the prettiest, but it does run, it works fine. We do need to try to figure out, I think, something better for the seal because it's not the greatest, but now that we have it in a shaded area, we've got it really kind of latched down really tight. It is making do just fine, but that is also why we're not putting like people food in this freezer because of it. It is probably going to get freezer burnt a lot faster. We're just doing baits and the dog food for right now. I will say one thing though, these poles are probably going to be just permanently in the side-by-side for the next few weeks. And we are just going to slowly chip away at whenever we have a free morning or a free evening, because I don't think we're going to go in the middle of the day anymore. We're just going to kind of zip down there, get us whatever kind of fish that we get, bring it back home, process it, and put more dog food in the freezer. It's a really nice, easy way to fill the freezer and feed our dog for free, just using what Alaska has to offer. Well, we ended up going fishing a couple more times. We were able to catch our limit for a few days, and I think we got roughly between 50 and 60 jars of salmon for dog food. There we go. There you go.